Yo, what is up, everybody? This is Kyle from the Fantasy Phenom. I am back. Doing a little solo show tonight. Mr. Mike had a little business to attend to. Again, he's with us in spirit, as always. This picture never gets old, so Mike's gonna chill with us in spirit tonight. Awesome night so far for us, man. What is up, everybody? Yeah, the bow tie is back. The bow tie is back. I had to make a special appearance. I couldn't let Mike Hasselhoff show me up here, so had to throw on the bow tie. Had to refresh myself on how to tie it. That was a little bit of an experience. Took me a minute, but we're back. We're good. I felt I did a pretty good job of crisply tying it. First of all, man, awesome night so far for the Phenoms. I know, obviously, we still got a game going on, and I apologize for doing the show early. I also have a little bit of a commitment to attend to later tonight, so couldn't do a late show. Worked out this way. Mike is going to do his portion of the show on the lock show tomorrow, so look out for that. And by the way, if you guys haven't joined that and you guys aren't watching the lock shows, man, I'm telling you, you're missing out. Mike literally breaks down everything you need to know on those lock shows. And the dude's an innovator because all of a sudden you're seeing these pre-lock shows pop up everywhere, right? DraftKings even had their own pre-lock show. So I'm telling you, man, Mike's an innovator. Dude started that lock show, and all of a sudden all these other channels are doing it. All these other DFS company channels, whatever you want to call them, are doing a version of it. So Mike's very valuable, man. You guys need to get in that lock show. I'm telling you. All right. Well, let's. First off, I know the games aren't over, so I'm not gonna jinx anyone. But we definitely have some potential really nice cash-ins tonight. Phenoms are all over the leaderboard, man. I'm telling you, we got some at the top right now. Some at the top. I personally took on a couple sharks tonight, and I'm gonna cash. I'm gonna take those head-to-heads contests down. So I'm excited for those. I'm gonna start doing some head-to-heads more often, man. I'm gonna let these guys know about the Phenom. I see you guys doing it too, so they can't stop us, man. They can't stop us. I'm excited tonight. 5 games tomorrow. DraftKings is not doing an all-day slate. They have 2 games early, but again, I caution you, the games are 4 hours apart. So there's Utah and the Clippers at 12:30 Pacific, and Cleveland and who else? Cleveland and Washington at 4:30. That's the game right there, I think. Minnesota Portland's the other one I'm looking at tomorrow. So I caution you on both sides, man. DraftKings, obviously, you got that 4-hour difference. It's only those 2 games. Then they have a 4-game main and a 3-game late. FanDuel has 2 contests as of right now. I imagine they'll add a third. They have an all-day, which I'm not going to touch. Good luck to you. And they have the main, and I imagine they'll also have a 3-game late. So to break down playoff implications for this slate, we have Utah and the Clippers. Both teams are in the playoffs. They're actually right behind each other. The Clippers are only a game and a half behind the Jazz, and that 4 seed will get home court advantage in the first round. So I can imagine Clippers are going to be fighting for that. So I don't see any rest implications there. Washington, Cleveland, both teams on a back-to-back. Washington is only 3.5 games back of the Cavs. Celtics are only 1 game back, so Cavs need to win this game. Don't see any rest happening on either side there. New York and San Antonio. San Antonio is not on a back-to-back on either side. They don't have a game on Sunday. But it's still against New York, and it is at home, so I caution you, especially with Melo reportedly going to get less minutes. I caution you on how many San Antonio guys you have there. Toronto and Dallas. I don't see either team on a back-to-back, so you're good there for rest. And in terms of playoffs, the Mavericks are 3.5 games out of eighth behind the Nuggets, and Toronto is in fourth in the East comfortably. So I don't think Toronto rests too much. I mean, there's always that possibility, but Dallas, I think, should play all their starters. And then you got Minnesota and Portland. Portland is on the first leg of a back-to-back. They will play the Lakers on Sunday, and Minnesota will be on the second leg. Portland will not be resting anyone. Obviously, they're fighting for playoffs, and I don't see any reason for Minnesota to as well because Minnesota's been out of the playoffs. So, not too many rest implications for tomorrow. But here you guys see the Slack group. And, by the way, it is extremely worth mentioning, the Phenom member who is currently cashing really, really nicely is a member of Slack and is an active member of Slack. So, I don't have to say any more. I mean, the advertising does it for itself, man. If you guys aren't in Slack, especially if you're a member, man. If you guys are already a member and you're not in Slack, I don't know why. You need to get in there. So, that's all I got to say about that. Congrats. Hopefully it holds up for you. Let's look at this slate. All right, 5 games. Minnesota, Portland. We'll start there. Last game of the night. Your choices tomorrow for point guard. You got Dame Lillard at 96. Price actually stayed pretty high. I don't know how much I like it. And then you have John Wall at 95. And where's Kyrie at? Kyrie is at 91. So those are your 3, or Chris Paul as well. Chris Paul against Utah. If there's one position you can target against Utah, I think it's point guard. So point guards and power forward. You're going to have to choose, man. I think you're going to have to pay it for one point guard. You just have to choose which one. I personally am going to go with John Wall. When I look at Dame, I love Dame at home, fighting for playoffs. So he gets consideration. I think Dame is in a good spot. But John Wall against Kyrie, I just like that matchup a little more. And I think I'm going to pay down there. John Wall is, 97 on DraftKings, though, 91 for Dame on DraftKings. I think if it came down to having to switch someone else out to get John Wall, I would go Dame. I don't think you change your lineup to get John Wall in there, but if he fits, I still like John Wall's matchup a little more. Chris Paul, I think, will be lower owned tomorrow night because of the other matchups on the slate. And I think Kyrie will actually probably be the lowest owned out of the... actually, you know what? 7,900 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, I think Kyrie's the lowest of those 3 point guards. Chris Paul, I think, will be 4th lowest. On DraftKings, though, under 8K for Kyrie in this game, that's enticing, man. You might even be able to get both Kyrie and Dame in a lineup comfortably. So that is... and Chris Paul, 78. I think on DraftKings tomorrow, you could see quite a few lineups with Chris Paul and Kyrie. Those are 2 point guards under 8K that have decent matchups and can do some damage. That's going to be intriguing. That's going to change some roster construction for sure. And then, of course, you got Ricky Rubio still, right? 78 on DraftKings. I don't think you look at Rubio if you're looking at Kyrie and Chris Paul. I don't think Rubio makes sense between those 3. And 74 on FanDuel, I think he's kind of by himself in that price range, so you're looking there. For value, I like Derrick Rose if he plays, but I don't know what the situation is there. Patty Mills, I think, could be an interesting play, especially if they don't, rush Tony Parker or play him a ton of minutes in that game. And then Corey Joseph is a guy that potentially could get some look, especially, and here's the other thing. Dallas had said they really want to run Seth Curry at point guard a little bit. So they experimented with it last game, and they said that they are going to look at doing it more. So if Seth Curry's at point guard, man, Corey Joseph, I'll play the point guard against Seth. That Dallas point guard situation no longer is in effect because Seth Curry's not a good defender. Looking at shooting guards, you got C.J. McCollum at 6,972. I like that. DeMar DeRozan as well, coming off some rest. And then you got Bradley Beal at 8K. Those are really the three high-priced shooting guards you're looking at. Man, I really like Bradley Beal tomorrow. I do, especially with John Wall playing a full allotment of minutes. I love attacking Cleveland shooting guards. He's also the cheapest. No, I lied. He's not the cheapest. CJ's cheaper. But I love CJ as well, man. Damn. There's a lot of guys in the same price range tomorrow, man. I think CJ definitely. Chase and Randall. Okay, I can see that too. Yeah, experimenting with him and Ron Baker. If Derrick Rose doesn't play, Randall definitely could be sneaky. Good call, Jordan. C.J. McCollum. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can go him and Dame, and I really want to go Nurkic tomorrow against Towns. Here's the problem. I don't think Dame can go off regardless of who's playing around him. CJ and Nurkic, I think, from the eye test, have a negative correlation. If one goes off, the other doesn't. So I don't know how much I like CJ because I like Nurkic tomorrow. That's my only concern. I do love Bradley Beal, and I love DeMar DeRozan tomorrow. And I really don't like that Toronto-Dallas game, but there's a couple plays from it that I'm looking at. Where else am I looking? You can look at the shooting guard position from both the Spurs and Knicks for some value. Again, you're going to have to find the right one. I don't know who that's going to be. Justin Holiday comes to mind if he gets the minutes. Courtney Lee, you saw Sasha get some run last game. From this Clippers and Utah game, where are we at? I could see Rodney Hood at 3,700 on FanDuel. Definitely in play there. I think sub 4K Rodney Hood is a nice play. I don't know how high owned he'll be, but going up against Clippers backcourt, I kind of like that. So Rodney Hood is in play, damn near minimum value or minimum price. I think if I have to choose between him and one of these Cleveland shooting guards, I think I'd go Rodney Hood. So that's where I'm looking there. Small forward, man. Andrew Wiggins back at 7K. What's he doing tonight, by the way? Let's see what his lines are. So Andrew Wiggins currently has 12 points. I really like Andrew Wiggins back at the 7K price tag, man. And against Portland. I mean, they've been giving it up to small forwards recently. They haven't really been the best on the season either, so Andrew Wiggins is in play, and then I think you can look at Shabazz. I look at him more so on FanDuel for 4K. 4,800, I don't know if I look at Shabazz. But FanDuel 4K, definitely punt worthy. I'm going to avoid Mo Harkless. Kawhi against New York. On DraftKings at 10K, I think that's a fade. Easy fade. And even at 9-1, man, I mean, the matchup is there, yes, but I don't know how much they're going to need him tomorrow. He hasn't hit 40 points in 4 straight games, I believe. I don't know, man. I don't know that I like Kawhi tomorrow. I think I'd rather play Wiggins, actually. And then I'd actually even rather play Gordon Hayward, who has a very good history against the Clippers. So I think Gordon is probably my favorite small forward other than LeBron tomorrow. And see, that's the other thing. On DraftKings, you pay $400 more for LeBron. I don't know why you pay Kawhi. I think you go LeBron easy. That's an easy choice to me. On FanDuel, obviously, you're paying $1,800 more. You're going to have to pay up a little bit to get LeBron. I love him, and I love his matchup. I don't know if I can do that 10-9, though. That's going to be... It's going to be hard. But probably my favorite play on the slate. Upside-wise, I think LeBron's the highest scorer on the slate tomorrow. Melo, I'm not touching. Again, I don't know what's going on with his minutes. They're unpredictable at this point because they said they were going to limit him. Then, of course, he gets a good run. And then, who knows? Lance Thomas, I would imagine he plays. If Melo's out, and they play Lance Thomas, you can potentially go there for value, but I don't like it. PJ Tucker, DeMar Carroll, no thank you, especially not with Surge back. And no on Otto Porter. Maybe Bogdanovich for value at 38. 47 on DraftKings, I don't really like that. Power forward. What's the LeBron questionable tomorrow? Let me check on that. I do not have that news. I do not have that news. I don't see any way that LeBron rests tomorrow, man. This is a game that the Celtics are a game behind the Cavs. I don't see any way that he rests. Where was I looking at? Gorgie or Kevin Love? Kevin Love. He got hurt today. I don't have any news on him right now, but I know he did get hurt today. I don't know what happened if he finished the game or not. So I'd have to check on that. I don't want to give out any false news there. I think they need Gorgie Dang tomorrow, though. I think the Timberwolves need Gorgie Dang tomorrow. So I like him. I like his matchup. 5K on FanDuel. I think that's a very doable price. Oh, that's right. LeBron. That's right. The eye injury. So he got poked in the eye today. I did see that. And he was going to see a specialist after the game. I'd imagine that clears up overnight. Unless it's something really, really serious. But I don't see it being really serious. I don't know. A poke in the eye. But that's something to watch for sure. Love is fine. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, if Love is playing, I like Gorgie Dang a lot. I think they need Gorgie. I don't think Shabazz matches up too well. I see Gorgie getting his minutes, I should say, tomorrow. Aminu against Portland. Oh, I'm sorry. Minnesota's playing Portland. Duh. Not Kevin Love. Let's scratch entirely what I just said. Gorgie Dang's still in play tomorrow. I like Gorgie Dang against Portland. Yes. Al-Farouq Aminu. I kind of like Noah Vonleh more tomorrow. Vonleh's been consistent, man. He's getting 17 to 25 points in 4 or 5 straight games. And at that price tag, you're not asking for much more hitting value, right? Same thing like Mahimi today. I threw Mahimi in a line, and he was my pivot off of Robin Lopez, and Mahimi got 10 times value. Now, he had value at the end of the first or second quarter? End of the first quarter, I think. So, all you're asking for is 18 points out of those guys. LaMarcus Aldridge against the Knicks is absolutely in play. I would rather play LaMarcus over Kawhi tomorrow. And on FanDuel, I really like Kristaps tomorrow. On DraftKings, you got to choose between Kristaps and LaMarcus, I think, and I would go LaMarcus. But on FanDuel, for 600 less, I think I'll go Kristaps. So, all depends. That's how important pricing is for sure. Dirk against Toronto. I'm not sure. Yeah, I like that. And then Surge against Dirk, I absolutely love. So Surge is 100% in play for me tomorrow. Blake Griffin, if you're playing that all-day slate or the early one on DraftKings. If you're playing the early one on DraftKings, 7,500, man, that's a lock. I don't see any reason why you don't play Blake tomorrow on that early slate. On FanDuel at 88, that's a little harder. I don't think I play. Well, I'm not playing the late or the all day slate anyway. But if I was to, I don't think Blake is my favorite play. Derek Favors is out. Kevin Love against Washington. If he is cleared for full minutes, I like him. And I also like Markieff Morris tomorrow, especially on DraftKings at 5,700. I think that's a very reasonable price for Markieff. And going up against Kevin Love defense, I like that. So that's where I'm looking at power forward. And at center. You're going to have to decide between I think it's either going to be for me Karl Anthony Towns or Nurkic. Although I will say Mahimi's in play tomorrow as well, and I'll get to that. So Karl Anthony Towns against Nurkic is a really nice play. I like it, but I kind of like Nurkic at 6,700 against Towns. My only concern is foul trouble for Nurkic, so I'm kind of cautious there. Pau Gasol and Dwayne Dedmon are interesting plays against New York. Dedmon is punt worthy for sure. I think you can look there. Nerlens Noel. I don't know if I like Nerlens Noel too much tomorrow. I don't know if they'll give him his full minutes. And then Jonas, I don't really like at all. And then lastly, if you're playing, so that early game slate, Rudy Gobert 100% against DeAndre. I like that. I don't go the reverse. I definitely go Rudy over DeAndre. And then as I was talking about Mahimi, man, he's still minimum salary on FanDuel. He's going to get his minutes, man. Him and Gortat are just, they're almost splitting minutes. So Mahimi against that Cavs front court, I like it a lot. So I think I go Mahimi over Gortat. And the other one I look at from that game is Tristan Thompson. So let's do this. I'm going to give you, if I'm paying up for a point guard tomorrow, it's going to be John Wall on FanDuel. If I'm paying up for a point guard on DraftKings, it's going to be Dame Lillard. I like Dame's price over John Wall on DraftKings. I don't think you have to, but Chris Paul and Kyrie Irving both being, again, Chris Paul's early slate. So never mind, you can't pair. Oh, you can pair those two together, actually. That's the early slate on DraftKings. Yeah, I could see that. I see that as a very real possibility, especially both being under 8K. So Chris Paul, Kyrie, I don't know. I think you can pair either you can do both of them or you can pair them with one of the higher priced guys. My value at point guard tomorrow is going to be Corey Joseph. I like him as value, and then Patty Mills gets a nod there as well. At shooting guard, my favorite shooting guard is Bradley Beal. I like DeRozan as well, but I like Beal more from a point to price ratio. I really like Seth Curry tomorrow if he starts at point guard going up against Corey Joseph. Especially, he's been hot. He's been getting his minutes. So Seth at 5'2", definitely. And then value, like I said, Rodney Hood, man. I think Rodney Hood is a really good play tomorrow at 3,700. You're not looking for much from him. At small forward, if you're playing that early slate, Gordon Hayward on DraftKings, you have to. I think Gordon Hayward's a lock. On FanDuel, I think my favorite small forward. Well, my favorite is LeBron if he plays and he's healthy. I'm gonna watch that eye situation, but I really, really like Andrew Wiggins. I'm gonna fade Kawhi hard. Not gonna play Kawhi at all. If he burns me, he burns me, but not gonna play him at all. I really like Andrew Wiggins tomorrow. Value at small forward, I think you can look potentially at Joe Johnson. I like Bogdanovich more, though. I like Bogdanovich at 38 on FanDuel. On DraftKings, I don't know if I like him as much at 47. I think I'd rather look at Ingles or Johnson at that price. Even Evan Turner, potentially, on DraftKings. Power forward, again, my favorite guy to pay up for is going to be Gorgie Dang. So LaMarcus Aldridge, not Gorgie Dang. LaMarcus Aldridge to pay up for. I really like Gorgie Dang for that mid-range price, though. And then value. Who's value tomorrow? Power forward. I guess Vonleh. Yeah. I would say Vonleh. There's really not much to choose from for power forward tomorrow. It's kind of a anemic position. So LaMarcus Aldridge, Kristaps, depending on your site. Kristaps on FanDuel, LaMarcus on DraftKings, in my opinion. Gorgie Dang in play on both, and then Vonleh's in play on both. Kevin Love, if I'm seeing he's only getting 25 to 26 minutes, I don't really like it as much. And then Markieff, I guess, is in play. you're kind of picking between Keefe and Dang. I think Dang is cash and Keefe is GPP. At center, obviously Karl Anthony Towns to pay up for. That mid-range, I think I look at Nurkic or Tristan Thompson gets a look as well. And then value Mahimi. Mahimi and Dedmon. I like Mahimi more than Dedmon, but Dedmon definitely is in play. So, as always, let's see how Slack is doing. People are not so happy about Robin Lopez tonight. Definitely stunk it up, man. Robin Lopez didn't do anything. I was high on him last night too, but I'm glad I pivoted to Mahimi. He fit my lineup better and allowed me to get Jimmy Butler in, so glad I did that. Yo, Devin Booker, though, 70 points tonight. And, I mean, for what it's worth, Devin Booker definitely, at the end of the game, the Celtics were fouling him and, giving him chances, but still, no discredit there. I love that the Celtics fans were cheering him on, too. They wanted to see him get to 70, so that's pretty awesome. That's why Celtics fans are the best. No bias at all there. But, yeah, man, congrats to Devin Booker. That was pretty awesome. Definitely, if you didn't have Booker, you struggled tonight. I'll show you guys where my lines are at right now. 343. Bam. Let's see. Here is contest against CSU Ram. A little bit at the bottom there. Sorry, buddy. I'm mad I didn't play this in a GPP because this has a really nice chance right now, of course. But such is life. Such is life. I did it in a bunch of double ups and then a GPP. Or I'm sorry, in that 3-player contest. I was deciding between a GPP and that $25 3-man. Went with the $25 3-man. But I'll be back tomorrow. Peter Jennings. I'm gonna keep challenging him every day. I'm telling you, man, they're gonna know about the Phenoms. I see you guys doing it. I see you guys at the top repping that Phenom. If you guys aren't rocking that logo and you want it, hit me up. I will get you the logo. It's always appreciated when you guys sport it, especially when you're at the top. Also, by the way, one of the ideas that was mentioned tonight that I really like in Slack, because we always got Slack ideas going on, is if you guys are a big winner, let me know who you are. Let me know. And if you're interested, man, I'm all for a guest appearance on the show. I think it's a nice little reward. I think it would be fun. So even if you just call in, say what's up and then log out if you really don't want to do the full show. But more than welcome, man. I think I'm all for it, man. Appreciate you guys supporting the show, supporting the Phenom. Least I can do is get you on the show, man. And I'm sure the people would love to know how you built your lineup, what led you to it. I think it would be awesome. So let me know if you guys are interested, or if you win one. If you are interested, let me know. So, and shout out to Jordan for that idea, by the way. I see him in the chat there. But yeah, man, look forward to Mike's Lock Show tomorrow. I will have sheets out shortly. Got to fix this bow tie a little bit. There we go. I'll have sheets out shortly for tomorrow. And as always, if you enjoyed the show, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I appreciate it. As always, man. Watching the videos, #1 support. If you guys are interested, of course, in joining the Phenom further and becoming a pro member, getting the projections, we sent out our first hockey lines today. Hockey sheets, I should say. So I'm interested to see how those do. We'll find out at the end of the night. But going to keep fine-tuning hockey lines. We have... Oh, yeah. Forgot about this. Mr. Collins Adiambo is going to Miami. So a long time ago, quite a few weeks ago, he won that trip to Miami. He will be there at the 100-person $300,000 tournament. So Colin, congrats, sir. Take that money. Take down that tournament. And Let them know who the Phenoms are, man. Collins is... This dude puts in work. I got to give him credit, man. This dude puts in mad work, mad research, and I can't think of a more deserving guy to go to Miami. So, Collins, congrats, sir. We appreciate all your contributions to the Phenom, both in Facebook and in Slack. And best of luck in Miami, sir. Excited to hear how you do. So, have a wonderful night, guys. Again, if you enjoyed it, subscribe down below. Quick question. How much for the spreadsheets? So, with being a pro member, you get a 7-day free trial. If you don't enjoy it, cancel anytime within those 7 days. After that, it's $10 a month, 33 cents a day. You get the projections for every sport we cover. So I'm working on, we got baseball coming up. Obviously, we're getting hockey, working on soccer, working on golf. And best of all, better than any projections I can provide, is the Slack group, man. I'm telling you, you get this Slack group, and this has every single sport we cover. You see MLB, MMA, NASCAR, NHL, PGA. We have research links. Just anything you guys can think of, we have it here. And if you have ideas for channels and you feel like you can contribute, let me know. I will get you in there on a channel. So we'll create it. Appreciate you guys tuning in again. Have a wonderful night. Best of luck with the rest of the night and going into tomorrow.